Alright, it is time to review The Last Jedi. Star Wars 8, The Last Jedi, directed by Rian Johnson, the man that directed Looper. This movie brings back Daisy Ridley as Rey, Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron, John Boyega as Finn. You got Mark Hamill back as Luke Skywalker now. The late Carrie Fisher is in this movie as General Leia. Carrie Fisher's own real daughter is in this movie. Adam Driver plays the villain Kylo Ren. Andy Serkis plays Supreme Leader Snoke. Domhnall Gleeson plays General Hux of the First Order. Gwendolyn Christie plays Captain Phasma. You have some new actors in this movie like Benicio del Toro, Kelly Marie Tran, who plays a new character named Rose. Laura Dern is in this. Of course, you got back R2-D2, C-3PO, and Chewbacca. So let's get into this movie and talk about this film, because this is the most divisive film of the Star Wars franchise and the most divisive film of these new movies that come out now. Starting from Force Awakens, then you had the side story Rogue One, and now you have this movie. This movie's divided the fans the most, or whether or not they like it or hate it. And I'm on the side of liking the movie, but I can see a lot of the reasons why people hate this movie. I had to see this movie twice in order to get a full feel of this movie and get a good final thought of how I feel about this film. And I still don't like everything about this movie, but I still like it enough to give it a good positive grade. But let's talk about this movie and the plot of this film. So this movie pretty much picks up where the previous movie left off, just about. You have Rey on another planet with Luke Skywalker. She finds Luke Skywalker and she wishes to be trained as a Jedi. She is force sensitive and she wants to be able to control this power that she has. Wants to be trained with this power in order to be able to control it better. You got Poe Dameron and the Resistance trying to fight, still fighting against the First Order. Finn, John Boyega's character, has woken up from his coma. He wants to know where Rey is, and he meets up with a new character named Rose, played by Kelly Marie Tran, an Asian actress, and they go on a side quest to this casino planet to find this hacker in order to help the Resistance get away to a safer place, so when Rey comes back to the Resistance with Luke Skywalker, they won't be caught, and try to stop the First Order from being able to find the Resistance so easily. And of course, you get more development about Kylo Ren, and you get to finally see Supreme Leader Snoke. We also get to finally see Captain Phasma actually do something, because Gwendolyn Christie's character, Captain Phasma, she didn't really do that much in Force Awakens. Now she's actually doing something, which is awesome. So let's talk about the positives and the negatives of this movie. Now, when I went to see this movie, I saw this movie with my dad and my brother on Christmas Day, and we all liked it, but there was a lot of things that my brother and I didn't like about this movie as we were talking about it on our way home. So I decided to see it a second time in order to really get a full feel of the movie, and the second time really helped me get a better feel of what happened within the film and give me a good feel of what my opinion is about the movie. The positives of this movie is the acting is really good. Everybody does a great job. Daisy Ridley is great as Rey. It was great to see Mark Hamill back as Luke Skywalker. I missed him as this character, and he does an excellent job in this movie, and he just makes the franchise even better. It is great to see Carrie Fisher in this film, and sad because now she's dead. So this is like one of the last 2 films that she's in. She's also gonna have some footage in episode 9, I hear. So it's great that this is not her last performance in Star Wars. They recorded some footage of her before she died for episode 9 as well. Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, he's great in this movie. He's much better in this movie than he was in the first film. I thought he was great in the first film, but in this movie he's even better. Domhnall Gleeson is really good as General Hux. He is much better than he was in the first movie, Force Awakens. In The Force Awakens, he wasn't all that great. In this movie, he's much better in this film. I was starting to think that he was a miscast and that they should have gotten a different actor, maybe a much older actor, but he does much better in this film, which is awesome. And Andy Serkis, I thought he did a pretty good job as Snoke, but I wanted more from him in this movie. Unfortunately, he didn't do enough in this movie. I'll get into a little bit about that as I talk about the negatives. Kelly Marie Tran, I thought was pretty good as Rose, but there's a lot I don't like about her character. And the fact that she just comes out of nowhere, and this side quest that Finn and Rose go on to this casino plan, I didn't really like. Oscar Isaac, he's great as Poe Dameron. He's one of my favorite characters in this new franchise. I really like Oscar Isaac in this film. He's a terrific actor, and he does a really great job in this movie. And of course, it's great to see Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2, and little BB-8. They're great in this movie. And Benicio del Toro is in the movie as the hacker that Finn and Rose end up finding. DJ, he has a bit of a stutter in the movie, which is pretty funny, and he's great in the movie. Laura Dern, who plays the Vice Admiral of the Resistance, so she's really good in the movie as well. But let's talk about the negatives, because this movie is not as great as I hoped it was going to be. This movie is actually not as good as the previous movie. It doesn't meet all the expectations that I wanted this movie to meet, unfortunately. The first negative is with the Force training with Rey and Luke Skywalker. I wanted more Force training with them, and there's not enough Force training in this movie, because Rey has a lot of power with the Force, and this movie didn't really show enough as to why she has control of the Force so well. Now, my thought with that is that in episode 7, there were times when she was having a natural control of the Force, and other times where the power of the Force is controlling her more so than she's controlling it. And I was starting to see more of that in this film as well. And I started to see that she's having a greater control over it because of the Force training, but she really doesn't get that much Force training in this movie. I kind of wish they did more of that in the film. Let's talk about Supreme Leader Snoke, played by Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is a terrific actor, and even though he does a really good job in the movie as this villain, I wanted more from Emperor Snoke, or Supreme Leader Snoke. I wanted to learn more about his character, and I wanted some more development about who this guy is. You really don't get that much development in this movie. Some of the special effects, some of the CGI with the new creatures wasn't totally great. Another negative I have with this movie is with Rose. Again, Rose, I'm going to give it a little bit of a spoiler. Rose has some feelings for Finn, and they try to create that maybe Finn will end up falling for Rose instead of Rey, and there is no chemistry between these two. Any feelings that Rose has for Finn, it's completely one-sided. It's completely unrequited love, really. It's unrequited affection. I don't really think that Finn has the same feelings for her, really. I still think he has more feelings for Rey than he does for Rose, so I didn't totally like that. And they also tried to imply that maybe Rey might fall for Poe, but it comes out of nowhere. There's no indication that that was going to happen in episode 7 because they never met. And then they try to make this implication maybe for episode 9. No, you can't do that when you just created some chemistry in episode 7 between Finn and Rey, and now you're going to imply that she may forget all that and just go for Poe out of nowhere. That is not going to feel genuine if you do that in episode 9. So there are a lot of things I see that are wrong about this movie. Also, there's a lot of surprises about Luke Skywalker that I didn't totally expect, but it didn't hurt my grade of the movie, but I can see how those surprises about Luke Skywalker can affect other people and make them hate the movie. There was a surprise about Carrie Fisher, General Leia, that not everybody liked, but I liked, and I could see why that would make some people hate the movie as well. But overall, I thought this movie was really good. The action is really great in this movie. This movie has one of the best lightsaber scenes I've seen in a while. And I really did like a lot of the space battles in this movie. And I did like a lot of the callbacks to the original trilogy in some of the scenes. Like there's this Walker battle that's a callback to the hot scene in Empire Strikes Back that was done very well. I really like that. I thought this was a very good movie and a really fun movie to watch. So I'm going to give this movie a B+. It is worth checking out. I know not everybody's going to like this movie, but I think everybody should give this movie a chance. And that's all I got to say for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. May the Force be with you.